Well, hi friends. Again, this is another day of the market. We saw some sort of selling yesterday, but what the good part was that the markets recovered and they were able to close about 9900. Now, let's actually gel all of those which we were saying since Friday. Friday, actually, what we saw was a good sort of upward momentum. Markets actually were looking to pose a breakout, and we talked about on Monday that the volumes actually were lower on Friday, so we need some follow buying for the markets to confirm that sort of breakout. But unfortunately, we received the global news around the North Korea and all those geopolitical tensions. Markets basically gave up those gains on the fears, basically simply if the war could broke out, then basically there could be some sort of selling, some sort of panic profit booking. But then again, what we saw in terms of the markets, the key levels basically have not been broken on either side. So you're talking about Nifty, the first level 9840 as a support remains the support for the day today also, and for the near term also, and then resistance around 9950, and if that is being taken out, then we're going to talk about 10,080. So these are the important levels. Right now the trading range is actually 9700 to 10,000 levels. 300 point trading range is what actually we should be keeping in mind. Overall, if I look in terms of what data is telling me, is that across board in terms of either side, the traders are not actually really looking for aggressive positions. Yes, FIs, they basically have reduced their net long positions. Primarily, that's what we saw last month also, and we were actually close to 50 to 53% net long in the index futures. And again, this series we started with around 74%, and then now we are back to 67%. Perhaps some signs that the market is consolidating and FIs are not really seeing any sort of major steam. I won't be surprised if that sort of 67% again starts drifting lower. Now, what is more important is that where is Bank Nifty again? Bank Nifty same range, 23,800, 24,500. No real panic, no major crack. So again, Bank Nifty goes out of the focus. Then what should be the focus? The next question. The next question should be the buying is happening in textiles. Number one. Number two, buying is happening in some place in media. Then again, it's happening in metals, pharma. Then these are the places where we should be really focusing on, and forget basically what is happening in the index for some time, because index might give you some opportunity when it's really giving you a directional move. Yesterday was one such opportunity from the downside. Today again, when you start, you won't be having much of the opportunity. Now let's talk about the stocks here. Shriram Transport Finance are looking really good. So if you're going to see the stock, just watch out for this stock. Sun TV, lot of brokerage upgrades, IPL even driven earnings upgrades. So Sun TV basically is a major beneficiary of the Star basically winning the bidding rights yesterday. It was a big amount, 30% more than the street estimates. And Sun TV owns the Sunrisers Hyderabad, so direct beneficiary in terms of franchisee income. So just watch out for Sun TV. I believe perhaps this could see much higher levels. United Spirits again basically has Royal Challengers Bangalore, and you can argue basically how much Royal Challengers would be contributing. So there would be a very mild contribution there, but some sort of sentimental impact there also. But then for United Spirits, a bigger trigger could be what could be coming from Telangana, some sort of revision excise policy expected by the market. If that comes in, perhaps the stock could see an upward trigger. But Sun TV is where actually I would be focusing more, just if I want to play on the IPL earnings accretion. The next one is Tata Elxi. Very good sort of accumulation, good strong hands picking up the stock. The stock basically is a very good play in terms of automation, in terms of designs in the automotive space. So again, it has been a stellar outperformer over the last many months. So again, the stock is really showing some good signs of another fresh up move. Just watch out for that stock. Now let's talk about some very interesting names here. Raymond, Bombay Dyeings, Arvind, all three textile names have been doing really good, and the trigger could be that the Gujarat textile policy could be again getting extended for 1 year, and that 1 year extension basically primarily means good sort of interest benefits, good sort of industry benefits. So again, these stocks basically are reacting, and let's remember, ahead of festive season, usually it's a good time, and that's what I have been saying since last many days. The textile stocks, they are looking really good. So all these three stocks, let's watch them again. Castrol, Sun Pharma, the last on the list. Castrol again more looking good as a breakout stock. Very slow mover, steady mover. So just when you're looking at this stock, look from that perspective. But stock basically seeing good accumulation. Sun Pharma again, some sort of market buzz around it. Perhaps a Halol plant could get clearance. We saw some sort of good move by the UK regulator some days back. So again, move around the Halol plant. If that clearance comes, then the stock could receive a major trigger on the upside. But at present, that's the buzz which was going around Sun Pharma. Whether it happens, doesn't happen, the time will tell. But then when you're looking at the stock, just look from that perspective. I'm still not sure how much strength the stock would be having. But the other stocks which we have talked about, they actually have much stronger legs to run. Now, about the broader markets, again, there are no major signs of panic. So, if you're really worried of the markets, there is no major signs of panic. I would expect that perhaps the markets actually would play in a very tight range. And when I'm saying tight range, it means that the momentum is not actually looking to be strong. What can actually happen on the other side if markets start behaving opposite to what we are thinking? If markets start running and they start covering all the grounds which they lost yesterday, which implies the market will start moving towards 9,980, 10,000, that would be a sign of strength that whatever geopolitical news came out, the markets gave up the gains, but then they bounced back and they're ready to actually go. That happens, that tells you that markets basically are really looking to move to much higher levels. Apart from that, I think it's looking a market where strategically we should be playing out more outside the index, more in the mid caps, or more in the stocks which I'm talking about, which are largely you can see that those are not the index plays, those are like outside the index, and at present being seen with great interest. So that's all about the markets. Have a good trading day, have a good focus day, and have a day where you will be deploying strategy in some niche areas. So I'll see you later, and keep on posting me questions. Take care.